Side of the Bolivar Square, just about a half a block south. It's the Coach's Corner. And we're down here at Barge's as we are every Wednesday night. And we'll welcome everybody to the show. Matt Hennenberg here, along with Coach Robert Clardy, Mr. Sutton Medley, Clay Meyer on assignment, and Homer, Nebraska tonight. So hope you hit them long and straight. I don't get this. You guys go on assignment, you play golf. I get to work a rodeo when I go on assignment.
You're in the wrong loop.
I'm doing something wrong.
You're in the wrong loop.
Doing something absolutely wrong. I want to thank all our fine sponsors here on the Coach's Corner. Barge's Pizza, of course, right here where we're at. Shelter Insurance, Craig Lehman Agency, Bill Grant Ford, McCarthy Drilling, the Anna Andrews State Farm Insurance, CNC Farm and Home Supply, Animal Care Clinic, Mid-Missouri Bank, HMI Fireplace, MD Lux, and Grand Missouri Bank. I want to thank all them fine sponsors. We'll be hearing more about them as the night goes on. And a win, Coach.
Yeah.
Lots of firsts.
That was nice. I know.
Lots of firsts last night. Your first victory as the head coach here, first victory of the year, first shutout of the year, first field goal made of the year. So lots of firsts to talk about today.
Yeah, I was just extremely proud of our players, our coaches, just over the weeks of the adversity we faced and losing some close ones, and just they stayed with it. They kept the pedal down and kept, hey, we got stuff we got to work on. We got to keep getting better. And finally finished the game. And it came out in the second half, played a lot better in the first half, so it was really good to see them respond to our coaching in halftime. Coaches did a good job making adjustments, and it showed in the second half. We played a lot more disciplined football, and so kudos to them and just their work, staying to the course and keep putting the work in regardless of the outcome of the previous weeks, just focusing 1 week at a time. And we finished last week 1-0, met our goal, and now our goal is 1-0 again this week.
We said it after the game. The first half was just so we weren't having a good broadcast. The kids weren't. There were flags on it. We just hadn't seen the officials. They called a timeout that you didn't call. There was no flow to the game in the first half.
Yeah.
Just none. Not on our side. Everywhere. I'm like, this is like a nightmare. But the second half, you could tell your kids came out. They controlled the game. We got a little better too, we hope. So
Yes.
I'm not sure the officiating did. Don't tell me I should have said that, but you could tell it was definitely a different Bolivar team in the second half than the first half.
Yeah, we had talked about that last week about penalties and how we haven't had a whole lot this year. We've been very disciplined, and we came out. We were just playing undisciplined football in there in the first half. We had, I believe, 4 penalties in the first half alone, and maybe 3 or 4. All 4 of them were on offense, and very uncharacteristic. So went in the locker room, really just kind of cleaned up a lot of stuff about where our focus was, where we were channeling our energy and our focus in the game, and we were focusing so much on Parkview and what they were doing, and we're focusing on us and our game and just doing our job. And once we focused on that, we got our mind back on, hey, we got to do our job. We can't worry about Parkview and what they're doing. We just got to go out and execute. We got to trust, and we can't shoot ourselves in the foot with penalties and start behind the chains, because we had some pretty good success on first down. We averaged over 4 yards of play on first down, which is a goal of ours. But then we had several third downs that were 3rd and 12, 3rd and 26, 3rd and 17. And those are just too much because of penalties, and we can't put ourselves in those situations. And we haven't been in those other tight games. We did Friday, but luckily we came out with a win. But in another tight game, those can hurt you. So things we got to clean up there. But yeah, that really, like you said, came out in the second half, just played much more disciplined football.
So what do you think what Parkview was doing? Was because of the change of the quarterback, or why were they so worried about what Parkview?
Well, I think a little bit of it was we didn't have outdoor practice much last week, and offensively, for the stuff that we were seeing that they were showing us, it was the first time we've seen it at full speed all week, because we didn't get to have a practice with the offense going full speed. So everything was in the weight room on a 15-yard piece of turf by 5 yards. I mean, that's as good as we could replicate it. And so that was the first time they were seeing it full speed. So, and like we've talked about here before as well, there's not a whole lot of time on the sidelines in between series to talk with them and make corrections. So we're trying to do that on the fly, on timeouts, call them in and get as much information to them as possible about what we're seeing. And we started to see that. But it's a lot of, okay, they're doing this. And it's like, not necessarily pointing fingers, but or making excuses, but we got to focus in and say, hey, you got to communicate well with us what you're seeing so we can coach you up on it. And we can't play emotionally, and we got to stay in the moment of the game and not get carried away with, okay, they're showing us something we haven't seen. That's fine, but we can adjust to that. So a lot of that was learning moments for us as well. But in the second half, at halftime, we made all those adjustments. Guys were locked in and really channeled their emotions and how they were playing towards each other, and really just kind of picking each other up and staying focused on our task at hand, and also fixing the X's and O's side of things and trusting us as coaches. And then they went out there and executed it. So just a much better job of really channeling that focus into our game and what we can do better in the second half.
The maturing of the team, that's just part of it too. I mean, being able to do that on the fly, that's a great experience for you, because you're going to face that sometime in the future too. Yeah. And the more they can process that and adapt to it quicker, the better off we'll be.
Yeah, and also, like, we were, I don't want to say I'm embarrassed, but I guess we were last year about how we finished the game versus Parkview, and they wanted revenge, and they channeled some of that focus towards, hey, we want to get revenge on them, and we owe them, and they're like, yeah, you can have that about you, but when it comes down to it, you still got to go out there and play the game. You can't let those emotions get you carried away and your dislike for somebody because you were embarrassed last year and how you finished the game. We still got to go out and play the game. It's a new year, new team on both sides, and we still just got to go play. And I think once we really, really refocus them there and channeling, hey, this is a new team. This is a new Parkview team. These guys had nothing to do with that loss last year that we took. So we just got to go out and beat this team.
Offensively, Hill got the start at running back. He ran pretty well, and then Cyrus Jackson came in. I think they both finished in the 80 to 90 yard range and about on the same amount of carries. Yeah. That's pretty nice to have a two-headed monster like that. Yeah, for sure. And to see, like I mentioned with the motto for last week, is I wanted them to compete. And I wanted Colt and I wanted Cyrus to compete every day in practice. But also Cyrus has been kind of banged up a little bit with some injury, and he's starting to come around and get more and more fresh. And I think having Colt there to help him and him to help Colt really just kind of became a two-headed monster there for those guys, because once the second half, I think everybody saw Cyrus was running like he did versus Osage. I mean, he was downhill, running hard, ready to punish people, and he just looked different. And that could be a competition. That could be him getting healthy. It could be a lot of things. But I don't care what it was. He came out and he played really good football in the second half.
It was good to see. It was really good to see.
And Colt being a freshman, I don't want to say there's not as high expectations, but he's done a great job, and he's shown us that he can go out there and take a lot of those snaps and perform at a high level in a varsity football game. He did a great job. Runs the ball hard, had a really high yards per carry in the Branson game in the second half, and kind of picked up where he left off. And then Cyrus had a couple really big runs as well. They both had 20-plus yard runs in the game. So it was really good to see that. But the thing that I love the most is how, yes, they're competing, and Cyrus is a senior and Colt's a freshman, but those guys walk the halls together almost every day, and those guys are hanging out with each other. They're making sandwiches at the nutrition station and in between classes together. I mean, and whenever Colt has a big run, I hear Cyrus right behind me yelling for him. And that just shows his selflessness and how excited he was for Colt being a senior and him being a freshman out there getting the job done. He just wants to win. And whenever he gets the opportunity, he's going to go out there and prove what he can do, and he did that. So just extremely proud of both of those guys and how they've handled that competition. But that's what we expect from all of our guys. I'm going to test your sports trivia here a little bit, knowledge. Okay. Nothing gets you healing faster or motivated if you think you're going to get Wally pipped. You know who Wally Pipp is? Lou Garrick replaced him one day when he had a headache, and he never saw the field again. So I know that we call that being Wally pipped, and
that's a lesson for the ages.
That does motivate kids, and it does make you think. Maybe I'm not as hurt as bad as I thought I was. I want to go play, but it's just nice to have both of those. We just keep seeing good running backs. That kid, he was. They finally just started snapping it to him, and he was popping 6-7 yards. But your defense would give that up, but they would always stop, bend, not break. But and I didn't get to see the Branson game, but we've seen some really good running backs. So far. For sure. He was special, and we knew that going into it. We weren't we were prepared for both quarterbacks, and then number 11 was out with an injury, and so then we just had number 6, and then when number 6 went down in the second half with an injury, I think they brought in number 12, maybe brought a young kid in, so we knew, okay, they're not gonna put the ball in his hands a lot yet that we've seen, so the running back's going to get a heavy dose, and man, he got tired in the second half, but he just kept going. There was a couple plays where he looked to the sideline and wanted to tap out, and then they snap it to him again. He still gets 8 yards. Defense was in a tough situation multiple times. Like you said, they've been playing really well. We put them in a tough situation with that turnover, that interception. Just a chap trying to make a play down the field. Ended up being pretty much like a punt, but we got to rally up and tackle better. But we put them in a tough situation there. Just started yelling to the defense, hey, you got to put the fire out. And there's a fire out right now. We got to put it out and, change the momentum, change the adversity that you faced right now. Let's put it back on them. And they answered the call multiple times with a bad punt or with the interception. They really stepped up when their backs were against the wall, and they just continue to get big stops, create some turnovers, and just do some really good things for us. But, yeah, number 1, he was a special talent. We knew he was the guy that whether he bangs it and gets north and south or he bounces it to the sideline and gets the edge, he's a guy that can take it to the house if we're not careful. But luckily all of our players, outside linebackers, safeties, everybody on the interior, everybody just ran the alleys so well and did their job and trusted that somebody else, if they weren't going to make the play, that their brother was going to make the play for them. So just really proud of our defense. And then JV came out on Monday night and got another shutout. So back-to-back shutouts. And,
the kicking game was really on par, too.
Let's talk about the special teams.
The only mistake, and it really wasn't a mistake, the only ththing that went wrong with the kicking team is for the extra point, hit the goalpost.
Yeah.
And the goalposts are narrower than they're supposed to be. So, I mean,
high school kids,
typically it would have went in easy, but he kicked the ball well. We covered well. We punted well. Kicking game was A1.
Yeah. And again, I always tell our kickoff team, I'm going to kick it deep until somebody proves us that they've got a scheme that can beat us. And those guys they play well. They do their job. PAT field goal. Wyatt, like I've told you guys, he's the hardest on himself. Nobody's harder on him than himself. And so he's got to understand that, hey, we trust him. I mean, we showed that. He missed the extra point, but we put him right out there for a field goal. He made his first field goal of the year and nailed it too. It wasn't any question. So he's still doing a great job. And then just all of our special teams units. I mean, we know that that's a huge part of the game, that we can win the game. Not necessarily. I mean, you can lose it, but that's a big section where we can go out and win the football game and change the momentum on one given play. So really put a lot of stress on that, and really proud of how our guys, regardless, they just came off the field after a 12-play drive. They're ready to go out on kickoff or ready to go out on kickoff return and make a big play to continue to flip the momentum back on the game. So love the way that they sell out, and Wyatt's been doing a great job. Like I told you guys after the game, he went 3-0 on the
I wanted you to talk about that tonight, because if they weren't listening after the game, tell them that story.
Yeah, he went. They played in the Willard tournament. They played 2 games before that. I think their first game was at 1 o'clock and then 3 o'clock, and then he jumped in the car with his mom, came straight to the stadium. They won both games. I think he
defended the penalty kick.
He defended the penalty kick, and then he kicked a PK and helped them win that second game. And then I think they beat Rogersville, which they hadn't beat them in years. Rogersville's been a Final Four team the last couple of years and won that tournament. So just really awesome to see them go out and have that success. And Wyatt really, I mean, he was flying pretty high on Friday. He was like, let's go 3-0 tonight, coach. He sent me a text on his way to the stadium. I was like, let's do it, dude. So really proud of him, and just staying the course, and we're going to trust him, and he just went out there and delivered.
Good job on all 3 aspects. Tell us a little bit. We got a couple minutes. This T-Mobile deal. What? Somebody told me we're in the competition for $1 million. Is that correct?
So there's multiple stages to that. So with the T-Mobile deal, there's the new stadium, the $1 million stadium giveaway thing that they do. But then I believe there's another $1 million makeover for our weight room and facility for strength conditioning. So there's 2 different stages to that, 2 different winners that they're going to pick. And last year, a team from Oklahoma won and got a new stadium.
Wow.
And, I think they flew the team out to like the SEC championship, the whole team, and like everything. So pretty cool deal. And for us, it's just an opportunity, one, to showcase us to more people, because the more we tag that, it gets out across the country, and kind of showcase what it means to be a Liberator and be a part of the Liberator football program, the proud tradition there, but also just the sweepstakes there and the involvement with T-Mobile and the partnership that we've created. And we won I believe it was $5,000 a couple weeks ago, and that's just going to go straight into our program and our strength and conditioning or our football program, and just help out there and just be another thing that can help give back to our tradition at Bolivar. But that's a pretty cool deal just to be involved with that. I forgot how many schools did it last year, and we jumped in a little bit late. But it's all about social media interaction and engagement. And when we look at a lot of other schools or towns, communities that are doing this, we have a lot of community support, and everybody's sharing all these social media posts and making a big deal about that. So that's one of the most important things in that, is getting T-Mobile out there, but getting our program out there and getting the Bolivar community out there more on a national level. And it's really some of those posts have really blown up and gotten a lot of shares.
So if you're at home, get on your social media and share that stuff. Bradenberg made a great video that went on there. That was really good.
He does a great job with it.
I just wanted to get some clarification.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can get a new stadium or a new wave.
Yeah.
Or both. Yeah, brilliant marketing. Brilliant.
We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. We'll talk about the upcoming game against Marshfield. You're watching the Coach's Corner on MoSportsZone.com, listening on Your Country 99.
Is anything better than a hot, cheesy slice of pizza fresh out of the oven? Barge's Pizza in Bolivar believes great pizza is meant to be shared. Grabbing lunch with coworkers, feeding the whole family, or surprising a neighbor just because. There's one golden rule. Be nice. Share a slice. Bubbling pepperoni to fresh margarita with mozzarella, basil, and fine-ripened tomatoes. Every bite's made with love and meant to be shared. Make someone's day delicious. In Bolivar, south of the square on Main Street. Barge's Pizza.
At Animal Care Clinic, they're not just another veterinary clinic. They're your pet's best friend. Their team, led by Doctors Levin and Lindsay Roten, offer top-notch care for all animals, big and small. From intensive care and checkups to pet supplies and grooming, they've got it covered. Keep your furry friend healthy and happy. Schedule an appointment today at animalcarebolivar.com. That's animalcarebolivar.com. Animal Care Clinic. Their name says it all.
Mr. Google wants you to think you can fix your car on the internet. If you can just figure out what's wrong without talking to those greedy dealers, you'll save lots of money. At Bill Grant Ford, our appointment book fills every week with people who started on Google. And you might be surprised to know the labor rate in our shop is not the highest in town. What we can do for you is bring experience and training to a world filled with internet noise. We encourage you to be informed when it comes to maintaining your vehicle. And when your vehicle starts asking for help, see why it's better in Bolivar at Bill Grant Ford.
Hey gang, wherever you are, CNC Farm and Home in Bolivar and Lebanon has you covered. Complete clothing department for both men and women. Their hardware, electrical, and plumbing departments have what you need to get that job done right. For the farm, CNC has fencing supplies from pipe gates, barbed wire, and animal health supplies. And for our furry friends, CNC has toys for cat and dog food and, of course, dog houses. You can depend on the Colemans at CNC Farm and Home in Bolivar and Lebanon.
Hey, this is Paul at CNC Farm and Home Supply. If you have the questions, we have the answers.
Welcome back to Barge's Pizza here just south of the Bolivar Square on Main Street. It's Coach's Corner every Wednesday night. We just wrapped up last week's game, and we're going to preview the game against Marshfield. And I know you're not going to say, I don't want to add anything to it, but you went to high school in Marshfield. Yep. So it's your hometown. Some of your family, your sisters still work there. Wasn't your dad the police chief there?
He was for 30-something years.
I remember. I hope he's forgotten. So strong ties there, and we kind of mentioned this earlier, but it will be a little bit of a homecoming for you. It probably doesn't affect the kids any, though. They probably want maybe win more for you because you're from there, but it probably mean more to you than to the kids.
Yeah, and I can't talk to them about not focusing on us and focusing on our game, and then myself start thinking about, this is weird. I'm going home. I know all these guys. I played college football with their head coach, and one of my best friends growing up's on their staff, and so I can't let that change my focus. Yeah, it's going to be great to go back there and be in RA Bar Stadium again. It'll be weird being on the other sideline, but for me, I'm going with my family, and I'm going there to do our job and be 1-0 at the end of the week. And it doesn't matter who we play; that's our goal, and we just got to focus on us. So I can't talk to the guys about focusing on us and control what we can control, and channel your energy towards being 1-0 and making your teammates better, and then myself getting out of focus. Yeah. So I even talked to the guys about that on Monday, because they all know where I'm from, and they've talked about it ever since the camp, and wanting to go out there and win this game. I was like, guys, it's just another game. That's how we got to approach it. And they're a good football team. They're 3-1 and off to a great start, playing really confident football right now. So we've got to have our best game. We got to continue to get better every single week, and regardless of where it's at. But it will be kind of weird walking into that stadium from the other sideline.
Well, they're averaging 15.5 points a game, giving up 17. They beat Parkview 7-6 week 1 at Parkview, and had a pretty lopsided win against Reed Spring. Carl Junction handed it to them pretty good, 49-15. And then last week, a 12-7 win over Hillcrest at Hillcrest. So,
yeah, they're playing really confident football. The thing I notice most about them is and we noticed it at camp, they play extremely hard, and they play for each other. They're not going to just wow you with all these big-time college recruits or anything like that. These big-time guys, they're just solid all the way across the board. They got receivers that can run by you on the perimeter, made some big plays against Hillcrest. Number 13 and number 11, just some receivers that can go up and make some plays. They got a couple running backs that can do the same thing out of the backfield, catching screens, make a couple guys miss, and take it to the house. So we really got to do our job, defensively, and continue to stay the course what we're doing. We were playing really disciplined football there. And then offensively, we just got to take what the defense gives us. They do a really good job. Coach Holt does a really good job there with the defense. Always has them playing at a really high level. They play really hard. They play for each other. You can see that on film. It's never pointing fingers or anything like that. So they play really disciplined football. So I think it's going to be a very disciplined football game, and just whoever makes the most mistakes is the team is going to kind of be behind the ball on that. So we just got to go out and play our game. But in all phases, they're a very solid football team, and their record shows that. Whenever they're supposed to go out and beat somebody, they go out and beat them.
What kind of offense does Coach Bull run?
They will spread it around. They'll do some different things. They will run some buck sweep stuff. They'll take some play action shots and let that tall receiver number 13 get behind people and go make a play. So they're pretty versatile, where they're not just going to be run heavy. They're pretty balanced there. And then on defensively, kind of a 3 or 4 down attack with a walk-up, kind of Leo, what we call him, defensive end, a guy that can walk up on the edge and really create some problems in the run game. So, some different looks, but also some similar looks to what we've faced this season. So really just trying to hammer the new stuff this week with our guys, some new looks that they may have not seen, to make sure the defense is all on the same page. But no, Cody does a really good job offensively. Me and Cody have talked for years. I've picked his brain. He's picked mine, and he's come up for spring game stuff. And he's a really great offensive mind, and he does a really good job with getting the most out of his players and adjusting playbook every year to get the most out of those guys. He does a really good job.
How long has he been at Marshfield? Because we haven't played,
it's
been a while.
We played every year.
He's been there for a while. He was there as an assistant for a while, and then he went down to Texas with Jake Johnson, one of our other college teammates, actually his brother-in-law, and came back up here and took the head coaching job at Marshfield. He's been here for a while. And, from a culture standpoint, he does a really good job with that made in Marshfield, the MIM that they have on everything. So it just makes it a lot of them have a lot of pride being a Marshfield football player. And that's the things that we're trying to do here. And I think we're in that right direction and doing a lot of great things. But no, he's been there for a while and does a really good job with that.
Good. I'm telling you, when I think of something to say, he's already saying it. And I like that.
For nothing.
I like that a lot. I'm good.
Well, we've talked about our special teams. How are they? Do they have kickers?
Yeah, they've got a pretty good kicker.
They've kind of historically had great punters there.
Yeah, they have a different look on their punt team that I've seen. So But kickoff-wise, their kicker does a really good job. He will put it deep left, deep right. Whenever he kicks it deep middle, he's had a couple touchbacks against Carl Junction. So his average landing spot, I believe, is the 11 or 9 yard line on most kickoffs. So he does a really good job with that. He's going to put the ball, and then even the first opening kickoff versus Hillcrest, he puts the ball probably in between numbers and sideline, down by the 10-yard line. So, like, he can put it in a great position, too, to where they can really converge on an area and squeeze and condense the field for returners. So they create some problems there just because of his leg. But they do a really good job. You could tell they're very well coached on special teams because the players do their job on kickoff. They do their job on punt. They from a PAT field goal block, I mean, they're going to be very consistent in what they show you, and it's going to be great effort. That's one of the first things. I think I've told you guys that before. When I look at an opponent, the first thing I'll turn on is field goal block, because you can really tell a lot about the heart of a team, regardless of what's going on in the game, how they attack on a field goal or an extra point after just giving up a touchdown. Because if they still go hard and their mindset is that they want to block that kick, that shows you how much heart they got, and it shows you how much they want to play for each other. And they do that. I mean, those guys are going to give great effort. They're going to try and create windows and get in there and block a kick. So, but no, just all around special teams wise, very solid. They can change the game if we allow them to. So we've got to make sure that we do a great job in special teams.
What about injuries? We talked a little bit off air. How are we health wise?
Yeah, we're doing pretty good. We got some guys that are questionable this week. But other than that, I mean, there's nobody that we've ruled out. So really just trying to continue to stay healthy, and our guys take care of their bodies. We always talk about that. I mean, we just told them again, eat, sleep, hydrate. Those are the most important things. And regardless, it's a little cooler today. It's going to be cooler tomorrow. And then it's going to be, I think, 80-something on Friday. Yeah. So just because it's nice outside right now and they're cold because it just got done raining on us at practice doesn't mean you can't go home, and you got to take care of your body. You got to eat well. You got to sleep. This will be the first night that they've had some really good sleep, because we've been having to practice in the morning a little bit this week and really changed some things up. But the guys have really been focused, showing up with a lot of energy no matter what we ask them to do. And but they got to take care of their bodies so they can just come back the next day ready to go. So you have not supposed to rain tomorrow. You'll have your regular Thursday practice tomorrow. Yeah, we're going to adjust it a little bit just because of being indoors a couple days this week. So instead of doing what we call our NASCAR practice, where it's all situational, we'll still hit all those special teams units, but we're going to spend a little bit more time offensively and defensively out on the field, kind of like we did this afternoon, just to make sure we get as many good looks as what we expect them to do, to make sure our guys are prepared, as opposed to limiting them maybe to having only 12 snaps offensively and 15 snaps defensively, but hitting every special teams. We're just going to extend that a little bit, make it a little bit longer, but still be smart about it and take it easy on their legs, knowing that they play a game the next day. And the rain's supposed to come off. Like I said, I think this is saying high of 78, so it'll be a perfect fall night for football. Yeah, when we've had some great football weather. I mean, really, as hot as it's been, we've had cool Friday night. So, all right, we're going to send it back to the studio for a short break. We'll be right back and kind of review the conference through the week, and then we'll also be joined after that by Nathan Rothdiemer, the Bolivar High School girls tennis coach. You are watching Coach's Corner on mosports.com, listening on Your Country 99.
Let's face it, renter's insurance isn't top of mind until, well, it's top of mind. That's why it can be important as a renter to make sure you have the coverage you need at a price you can afford, because you've worked hard for your stuff, right? Your local State Farm agent is ready to help you choose the right renter's insurance that best fits your needs without the headache. Let's start helping protect your stuff with renter's insurance from State Farm today.
Diana Andrews, 326-2636.
Has your local bank stopped feeling local? Hello, this is Matt Hennenberg with Grand Missouri Bank. At Grand Missouri Bank, we are proud to be the only locally chartered bank in Bolivar, with the local owners and decisions made right here at 1630 South Killingsworth. You'll always work with our friendly, experienced team. From offering personalized financial services to building lasting relationships, whether you're borrowing or depositing, we're here for you. Come see us at Grand Missouri Bank, Bolivar's true community bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
HMI Fireplace is here to serve your community and promote local youth sports programs. It's in HMI's history to keep your home safe and to be on the ball when winter strikes. Come into HMI Fireplace and let them write up the best defense for Old Man Winter today. Look them up online at HMIFireplaceShop.com or give them a call.
No one warns you like
Drilling, the action of making a hole in something by boring with a drill. Sounds simple, right? Well, it's not, especially when it comes to water wells, geothermal drilling, and environmental monitoring. With over 20 years experience, Jeremy McCarthy and his crews at McCarthy Drilling will have your project completed efficiently and effectively using state-of-the-art drill rigs. Don't leave your drilling to just anyone. Contact the experts at McCarthy Drilling in Halfway. McCarthy Drilling done right.
Welcome back to Barge's Pizza, just south of the Bolivar Square. It's the Coach's Corner. We're here every Wednesday night. Matt Hennenberg, along with Sutton Medley and Coach Robert Clardy, and we're going to talk about last week's games in the Ozark Mountain Conference. Of course, the Liberators get the 16-0 shutout against Parkview. We've discussed that, and that's a good deal. Probably the shocker of the week. Logan Rogersville goes to Carl Junction and wins 41-34.
Sounds like a lot of things went right for Logan Rogersville down there, and that may have been one that CJ might have kind of overlooked as well.
Well, I kind of wondered about that myself, and I have not seen them play. CJ, they were undefeated.
Of course, we don't get without the sports sections like we used to have. We don't know who's injured, who's not, who played, who not. We don't get the full story a lot of times until later on.
But Log Rock now 4-0, undefeated, and that's a tough road trip too. I mean, if you've not been to CJ, it's not easy to get to.
No, it's not.
It's a nice facility. They're not the friendliest of people there. They're not totally unfriendly, but it's a tough place to play.
They'll tolerate you as long as they're in the game. As long as they're in the game, they'll tolerate you, and that's about it.
Yeah. So that was a little bit of a shocker. In fact, all of us picked. You're not in on the picking, but the rest of us picked it, and we were all wrong on that one. Marshfield 12-7 over Hillcrest. I would have thought that might be a little bit more larger score in Marshfield's favor.
Yeah, it was just a good defensive battle. Watching it on film, both teams stepped up, made some plays. Special teams, really just field position battle. So it was just back and forth all the way. And Hillcrest scored late and tried to kick an onside kick there late, and had, I think, maybe 3 guys offsides on the onside kick. So
they were anxious.
Yeah, they were definitely anxious. They tried something different. They tried to run one kicker one way, and then he stopped, and then they ran the other kicker the other way, and he was going to kick it the other direction, but 3 guys obviously didn't get the memo in the huddle, so they all took offsides.
And then one kind of the upper end of the conference, Branson travels to West Plains. Always tough to play at West Plains. Branson comes away with a 35-21 victory. Have you watched the film on that one any at all?
Nope, I have not.
We all thought Branson would win. Didn't think it'd be that. I mean, 2 touchdowns, but still and that was not that close. It was, we were following the score. It was a 7-point game until late in the game. So, but that's the conference. And of course, we're going to worry about Marshfield this week. In the conference this week, Bolivar to Marshfield, CJ at Hillcrest, West Plains at Log Rock. That'll be a good one. And Branson travels to Parkview. So, well, Coach, we thank you for coming on. We're going to take a short break. Get Coach Rothdiemer over here, talk about the tennis girls. Good luck to you Friday night and the Liberators over at Marshfield.
Thank you.
All right. We'll send it back to studio. We'll be right back here watching the Coach's Corner on MoSportsZone.com, listening on Your Country 99.
Bold transformations start at MD Lux Aesthetics and Med Spa in Bolivar. Lose weight with personalized solutions. Balance your body with expert hormone therapy. Revitalize your skin with powerful laser treatments. And refresh your look with precision injections. Every journey begins with a $50 consultation credited towards your service when you move forward. Find them on Facebook or find them behind Bill Roberts Chevrolet. Step into the future of beauty and wellness where cutting-edge science meets self-care. MD Lux Aesthetics and Med Spa.
Mid-Missouri Bank has crossed another huge benchmark. They've paid their Midmo customers more than $8 million in Casasa rewards. Join Midmo in the race to $10 million. Get in on your share of the earnings today. Whether it's cash back on debit card swipes or a high interest rate on checking and savings account balances, Midmo Bank pays you for the spending activity you're probably already doing. You deserve more for your money. How does more money sound? Open an account in minutes at openaccounts.midmobank.com. Mid-Missouri Bank. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Barge's Pizza, just south of the Bolivar Square. It's the Coach's Corner, and we are now joined by the Bolivar girls head tennis coach, Nathan Rothdiemer. Coach Rothdiemer, welcome to the program.
Oh, thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Yep. And how long have you been the girls tennis coach now?
Girls head coach is 5 years.
5 years?
Yeah, something like that.
You're also the boys head coach?
Yeah.
And how long has that
I've been doing that for around 10 years. So,
okay.
Yeah.
And your girls program and your boys program, probably one of the top public school programs in the state for both of those. I know Linda Roller started that girls tennis program years ago. They had a little gap, and for a long time we were going to the Final Four.
Oh yeah, she was iconic and really kind of set the bar pretty high for our program, and she was awesome, and the girls responded well to her, and she just created a nice program for us to kind of carry on that tradition here.
And was there a gap between her and you in coaching?
There was, on the girls' side. Yeah, there was a little bit. A couple of Coach Perry and others have kind of gone through there, but so a little bit.
Well, tell us how your season's going so far and what you got coming up.
Yeah, so our season is really going fantastic right now. We're 11-3 on the season. And girls are playing well, and this is, I always tell the girls this kind of as we head into this part of the season, this is where we want to start playing our best, because we're kind of on that downward slope. We only have 2 weeks left of the regular season.
Wow,
we started
that's quick.
Tennis is a sprint. Basketball, football, those are marathons season-wise, but tennis is a sprint, and so it's been a busy September, but man, the girls have been playing really, really well, so.
Okay, and you have a match coming up, you say?
We do, yeah. We got Camdenton tomorrow, and then we go to a Kickapoo on Friday to make up rain out that we had last night. So
are those just duels?
Yeah, those just duels, yeah. Yep, and then coming up next week, we have senior night already, which is hard to believe. That'll be on Monday night. Then we have Glendale, and then we host a tournament, really nice tournament on Wednesday. And so then we got homecoming festivities, and then that next week is postseason time.
How many teams in the tournament?
In our tournament, we have 4 teams.
4 teams. And who will that be?
We got Willard, Ozark, and Republic coming. So
okay, and in the Republic, you'd won second in the Republic tournament.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, the girls did well on that one. We tennis. We try to have like 3 duels a week in a tournament, kind of mix it up. And early on in the season, we had the Springfield Invitational, and I had my 2 doubles teams, and Cammie Bryant and Jillian Horner got first, and then my number 2 doubles team of Emma Goodman and Josie Thomas got third. They were a little disappointed with one of the losses they had, but they rebounded well and finished third in that tournament, so that was really good. Then we went to Warrensburg, and they do a fun little doubles tournament where you score points as a team as well. And so those 2 both collectively got first in their flights, which helped kind of propel us to a first place overall there at the Warrensburg tournament. And then we performed well at Republic last week. So got a nice little run. So girls are playing well.
So tell us about who your team is, your ones, because you have 1s, 2s, 3, 4, and 5. Is that right?
6.
6?
Yeah,
you got 6.
6 that play. And I actually play 7 because tennis is unique like that. But at my number 1, so this is the first time I've had this in a while too. 7 of my top 9 are seniors. And so usually I have some kind of sprinkled throughout the lineup, but 7 of my top 9 are seniors, which means, next year is going to be, I'm going to have some younger kids kind of step up, but we're going to enjoy our leadership experience that we have right now. And so at the top, my number 1 is Cammie Bryant, and she has been that number 1 for the last 3 years. And I mean, talk about somebody who's just steady Eddie. She just is going to give us the best she's got, and just going to go out there and perform well day in and day out. She's been awesome for us for the last 3 years at that one spot. Number 2 is Emma Goodman, and she's been varsity for this her 3rd year as varsity as well, and she's been the 5 and the 4, and now she's worked her way up to the 2 spot. And talk about somebody who will...
She's a competitor.
We've
watched her in other sports too.
She's a competitor. And both her and Cammie are. And I mean, if I were to ask her to run through that wall, she would do it for me. So she is a competitor and a go-getter. And number 3 is Jillian Horner, Coach Bryant's granddaughter.
She's got some
lineage there.
She's got some blue blood.
Yeah. She does. And so, hey, we've been fortunate to have Coach Bryant out to help us. And, he's asked. I'm like, please, come on out. I'm not going to turn down your expertise. I mean, he's been doing it for 55 years or something.
Doing it well for 55 years.
For those of you who don't know, Coach John Bryant, who won a national championship at SBU, we got a lot of newcomers who may not know who John Bryant is. So he was the tennis coach, started the program at SBU, won a national championship, always a top 10 ranked program. So that's who he's talking about.
Hall of Fame coach.
And he's a great coach, and the girls love him, and so he's just a great asset to our program. I mean, we got to milk that for as long as we can, really. Number 4 is another senior, Josie Thomas. She was a varsity number 6 last year, and so she stepped up to that 4 spot. She's doing really well as well. Working on some consistency things, and she's just come a long ways as well. New to the varsity lineup is Jaylee Bryant, another senior. She was at 7-8 spot last year, but she stepped up into that 6 spot, and she's doing a good job. And then my little pup on the lineup right now is my sophomore in Adeline C. And so she mainly plays singles for us. And I have my number 7, Ellie Samick, another senior, play doubles. So she'll play doubles with Jaylee, and then Adeline will play singles. So the way the tennis works, for those of you that don't know, is you start off playing 3 doubles teams, and then you have 6 singles. So you have 9 total matches. It's first to 5 basically wins.
Okay.
So start with doubles and then go into singles. So it kind of gives us a little flexibility.
Every point matters in that, too.
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And, of course, you've got some great facilities, new facilities over there at the high school.
Fantastic facilities. One really arguably the best in the area. I mean, people come, all the time. They're complimenting it and just how awesome it is. And we're very, very fortunate. I mean, we got 8 courts, which that's kind of the new trend now. A lot of schools are building new tennis courts, and they're going 8. But we're fortunate because I had 41 girls come out for tennis this year.
40. Well, I was going to ask you, I'm looking at this list, and you play 9 girls. It looks like there's about 50 kids.
So, so we had 41 come out for tennis, which is the most I've ever had. Usually I get around 30 to 35. But 41, 17 of which are freshmen. So that's the most freshmen I've ever had either. So,
interest.
You fill 8 courts in practice.
We fill 8 courts. Yeah. We actually have to split our practice so that we can give adequate attention to both the young pups and then the experienced girls. So,
well, good luck. And then when is your state? You have districts?
We do. We have districts are coming up in, like I said, just a couple of weeks. So tennis is, again, a unique sport in that it's individualized and also a team sport. So we really have 2 separate tournaments. So we have the individual tournament, which is, and we get to host this too, which is really neat because of our facilities, really. But it's October 9th and 10th. As individual districts, and so of my team, you'll either play singles or you'll play doubles, and then if you get in the top 2 in districts, you advance to the state tournament. And so that's 10-9 and October 9 and October 10th, and then that Monday we turn around and do the team tournament. And so as of right now, which I think it should still play out, we should be the 1 seed of that, which means we would host all the way through because the highest seed hosts, and then. We have 9 teams in our district, so as long as we take care of business and finish out, then we'll look for another run to the Final Four and see what happens.
Final Four at Cooper again?
Final Four is at Cooper.
That's handy.
So it's wonderful.
It's staggered like that so you can have multiple plays by a single player. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And it looks like you're going to be on the road this week away at Camdenton. And then away at Kickapoo.
Yep.
That's a big week.
It is a big week. Kickapoo has always had a nice program. Their coach there has always done a really good job, and they always have a lot of girls. We've had their number the last couple of years because we've been really good.
Keep that number.
Doing it. That's exactly right. Camdenton will be decent. They probably have one of the best all-around tennis players in Southwest Missouri or this area. She's really, really good, and Cammie's going to give her a run for the money, no doubt.
Good for both of them, man.
That's absolutely right.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. All right. Well, we're going to send it back. Thank you, Coach Rothdiemer, for coming in. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
With the girls and with the boys in the spring.
Yep.
So you're watching Coach's Corner on MoSportsZone.com, listening on Your Country 99.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan. Townhouse, 2-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
Ask Craig Lehman about Shelter's auto, home, and life options.
Is anything better than a hot, cheesy slice of pizza fresh out of the oven? Barge's Pizza in Bolivar believes great pizza is meant to be shared. Grabbing lunch with coworkers, feeding the whole family, or surprising a neighbor just because. There's one golden rule. Be nice. Share a slice. Bubbling pepperoni to fresh margarita with mozzarella, basil, and fine ripened tomatoes. Every bite's made with love and meant to be shared. Make someone's day delicious. In Bolivar, south of the square on Main Street. Barge's Pizza.
Welcome back to Barge's Pizza. It's the Coach's Corner, and let's just get a little of these hot. This is the
Milo's Alfredo.
Milo's Alfredo. Is that named after?
It's named after Milo.
Okay.
Number 75 in your program, number 1 in your heart.
So it has chicken, mushrooms, and onions. Is that what I'm seeing on there?
Yes, sir. And then Alfredo sauce.
What do you got, Sonny?
And this is our chocolate chip dessert pizza.
That just doesn't look very good at all.
It's not. You know.
Yeah, Clay Meyer, you should have been here.
Sorry, buddy.
Being on location.
That one's just for you, Clay.
So, all right, so we're going to dive into that when we get done here in about 10 minutes, and it looks really good, and I'm really hungry, so it was good. All right, first of all, big crowd after the home victory last Friday night down here.
Great crowd. It was awesome. It was good for the boys to get their first win. Love to see Coach get his first win. And then they all came in. A bunch of them came in, and we had a great time, and a really nice crowd.
We got in and got out early before the crowd got here, but it looked like it was going to be pretty good.
They ate some pizza, I promise.
I can imagine.
And this week, if you can't go to Marshfield, hey, we want everybody to go. If you can't, you can watch it right here.
Watch the game
eat
here.
Pizza. Mm-hmm. So, and there's no buffet.
No buffet afterwards. No, since they're out of town. But we will absolutely have the games live streaming.
And you have a Sunday buffet.
Sunday buffet, 11 to 2. It's a larger buffet than what we do after the games. We had a salad bar and some pasta and some garlic bread.
Oh, all right. All right. Well, let's talk about how we did in our picks. You guys are just kicking my fanny. I'm telling you, I'm getting embarrassed here. Clay had sent me his. I don't know if I've got him written.
I've got it.
He texted it to you, too?
Yeah, he texted it
I
to
thought
me.
I wrote it down on one of my sheets, but I'm not finding it. So if you've got it. So last week,
here we go.
We all picked the Liberators. We all won that one. Liberators 16-0. This is the one that got us. We all picked Carl Junction over Log Rock, and Log Rock got the victory by 7 points, so we were all 1-1. And then Marshfield Hillcrest, we all picked the Blue Jays. They win at 12-7. And then Branson, West Plains, and I've got to change things, so I thought, well, I'll pick West Plains. Not a good move.
Well, it's close.
So I had 2 losses. And then we decided, because we only got 4 games to pick now because we're in conference play, we're going to pick an MU game and the SBU game. We all picked the Tigers. They had a great victory over South Carolina.
Huge.
It was a really good game. And SBU goes up to William Jewell and gets a 10-point
That's
victory.
a big win.
Also a big win.
That's a big win for SBU.
Start off 2-1 for the boys. That's a good start for those guys.
So Seti goes 5-1, Clay 5-1, you 5-1. Dummy here 4-2. So on the year, Clay takes the lead 18-6. Mike, you're 17-7. Seti, you're 16-8. At least I'm above the line. I'm 13-11.
Well, you're above 500.
You are now.
But here's the deal. I got to pick against you guys because I got to get something
Gotta get it back.
to make it back.
Got to get it back.
So this week's games, we have Bolivar at Marshfield, CJ at Hillcrest, West Plains at Log Rock, Branson at Parkview, Missouri S&T at SBU, and the University of Massachusetts at MU. So, Suddy, we'll start with you.
Well,
on the Bolivar.
In the Bolivar Marshfield game, I'm going to have to go with Bolivar, and I would even say by 2 touchdowns. I feel pretty good about us going to Marshall.
Are we going to huckle? Are we going to have some side bets on this?
I don't think there's a spread out there.
There is now. It's 2 touchdowns.
You got Clay's picks?
I do. He's going with Bolivar.
He's going with Bolivar. Mike?
I'm going to go with Bolivar. Big game for Coach Clardy going back home. So
I'm going with Bolivar well. All right, and we'll go to the West Plains Log Rock. CJ at Hillcrest. And what's Clay got picked there?
He's got CJ.
CJ. What about you?
I too will go with CJ.
I'm going CJ too. Suddy?
I think CJ's pretty mad, and they're probably going to win pretty big.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a no-brainer there. Here's really the one of the week. West Plains at Log Rock. After about week 3, you're thinking Branson, West Plains, Carl Junction's going to be the top 3 teams. Well, Log Rock kind of throws a wrench into that. West Plains is going to travel to Log Rock. And Mike, you get to pick first.
I'm gonna go with Log Rock. They're playing some really good football. And West Plains has to go away from home, right?
They do.
It's not as far from West Plains to Log Rock as it is from here.
That's their closest trip.
Well, man, I got to pick again, and I got to make a change. I'm going to go with the Zizzers because I think everybody else is going to pick, and I got to get a win. Who you got?
I'm going to have to go with West Plains because I just don't like Log Rock. I just don't like them.
Do you like West Plains?
Not very much.
Who'd Clay have?
The least of 2 evils?
Yeah.
Clay's going with Log Rock also.
He's going Log Rock. All right. And then Branson at Parkview. And I'm going to pick first. I'm going with the Pirates of Branson. Suddy?
Arg.
That means Branson Pirates.
Mm-hmm.
Who's Clay got? Branson?
Clay's got Branson. I've got Branson.
Won't be any separation there. No. This is going to be a tough one to pick too.
Yes.
Mo, S&T, and SBU, and they always play them tough. It is here. Bearcats coming off of 2 road victories. A really good one at William Jewell. I don't know what S&T's record is. I had that, and I failed to put it down there.
Let's see. Can I pull this up?
Oh, I know you use cookies. So let's see. 2 wins. Doesn't say S&T's record. So, anyways, so do you get to pick first?
I'm going to go with S&T on this one. I'm going to kind of go out on a limb. I want SBU to win, so I'm going with S&T.
I do like that philosophy.
It didn't work for you.
It did not work for me very well.
Who's Clay pick?
Did not work very well. Clay, I believe, is picking SBU.
All right, and you, Mike?
I'm going to go with SBU too. S&T can sneak up on you, and they could be a solid football team, but I think SBU is playing some good football right now.
I'm going with my Bearcats as well. So this one's not going to be much of a game, I don't believe. But, last year they gave us a little run for halftime.
For a little bit, yeah.
So it is UMass and MU, and Clay's the first pick.
Clay's Mizzou.
And you, Mike?
I got to go with Mizzou. We invented homecoming. It's homecoming there.
It's homecoming.
It's homecoming?
It's homecoming there.
Yes.
So I'm thinking 4 touchdowns.
Wow. All right. I'm going with MU. You, Sutton?
I'll see your 4 touchdowns and add a field goal.
So Sutton says it's going to be 31 points on the deal. So we all pick MU, and that will be our picks for the week. Again, Clay's in first, Mike's in second, Sutton's in third, and I'm bringing up the rear by a long, long shot. So should be a good weekend of football. Yeah. We got a couple of really good games. I mean, I think it's a good rivalry game between the Liberators and Marshfield. You got the West Plains Log Rock game. That ought to be a good one as well in the conference. And I do have to say, and I meant to tell Coach this, I've been following the first 2 teams we played. And those were close games that we could have won. Osage is 3-1 on the season. They did lose to Blair Oaks, the defending state champion. Harrisville hasn't lost a game yet. They beat Warrensburg last week 35-28, and they have just pretty much rolled everybody except for the Liberators, and they got the 22-19 win there.
So, for us.
And they're actually ranked in Class 4 in the top 10 in the state now this week.
Well, no, Osage was ranked in the top 5 after they
and they're ranked
in the first week. So
their loss to Blair Oaks was not.
I think that's not a bad loss.
I think a lot of people are going to lose to Blair Oaks.
Oh yeah.
So we, if you're looking at our cumulative schedule, we play 2 teams that we should have won, could have won, and they're pretty good teams.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
But, well, anything you want to add, Mike? We're a little bit early. We got a few minutes.
I've
you
got
something
some.
to add?
I've got for the upcoming
I want to
week.
eat this dang
Yeah,
pizza.
go ahead. Go ahead. For the upcoming week, we got the varsity and the JV softball. They'll be playing away at Carl Junction at 4:30. That's the 24th today, right? Tomorrow. And tomorrow, the tennis team plays at Camdenton at 4 o'clock. On Thursday, the 25th, also, we have freshman JV and volleyball at Hillcrest at 4:30. The girls' varsity and JV tennis team will be at Kickapoo. The varsity football will be at Marshfield. And the JV boys, varsity boys soccer will be at Republic. So a whole lot of away for the rest of the week for most of the varsity teams from Bolivar.
Well, when you go watch those away games, just come back and get a Barge's Pizza.
Absolutely.
Or take one with you.
Take one.
Well,
That's a good idea.
We just started DoorDash tonight, so
I've seen that.
So you can call it in and have it brought to you.
Now, for those of us that haven't used a lot of DoorDash, how do we use? What is DoorDash?
DoorDash is a third-party delivery service.
Okay.
You have to get the app and order from the app. But they employ
they come
folks.
here to get the pizza.
They come
bring
pick it
to
up,
my
bring it
house.
to you. Yes.
I like that.
So we don't take the liability as far as the delivery people.
Okay.
So it's third party. So, but once it leaves our house and comes to you, then they're responsible for it. But it's get online, pay for it online. They come up, pick it up, and bring it to you.
And this is day one.
This is day one. We had about 8 orders tonight.
Okay. Okay.
I didn't know people in Bolivar knew how to use DoorDash so well.
The lady said we have about 5,000 people on the DoorDash within a 10-mile radius of Bolivar.
5,000
on the app.
Yep.
Okay. DoorDash. We'll have to work on that. I'll have to have the
Get another app.
grandkids is going to have to put that on my phone.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get the kids to do it. So, well, don't forget, we'll be on the air at about 6:50 from Marshfield. Is it H.A. Bar? I know it's Bar Stadium.
Bar Stadium's all I
Bar
remember,
Stadium in Marshfield.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll be indoors. And then the kickoff at 7 o'clock right here on MoSportsZone.com for Country 99. Matt Hennenberg, for Big Mike, and Sutton Medley saying say along and thank you for watching the Coach's Corner live from Barge's Pizza.